This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm your host, Gianna, and excited today to have Tia on the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, excited to get to know you, and thank you for to Sphere Rocket VA for getting us connected. So, Tia, let's take it back to the beginning. Tell us who you are, where are you from, how did you find yourself in the position of being a real estate agent?
All right. My name is Tia Billis. I live in Orlando, Florida. And I started real estate, like 7 years ago. It'll be 8 in December. I started really young. I was 24.
Okay.
Maybe I just turned 25, actually. I think I just turned 25. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I actually did not want to have a commission-based job.
Right. There's no security. You don't know. You can't
I was like, I don't want to do this. This is not, but my parents are actually entrepreneurs. My father owns a dealership, and then my mother is a hairstylist, but I was like, I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. But my boyfriend said, hey, you should try real estate. And I said, all right, let me see. Got my license, failed the state exam like 4 times.
Hey, it's like, I think only 30% of people pass their first try. That's hard.
It's hard. They say it takes 3 to 5 times to pass. So
holy smokes.
I finally passed, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to start. I got into it, and I was, 25 years old, and all of my fear was people that were just getting out of college with a ton of debt. No one had careers. It was, I was young, so I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, this isn't for me. I'm not able to, and I started also in the end of November going into December. So it was like holiday season, everybody's on vacation. Everyone is, I didn't really, they weren't thinking about buying and selling at the time. So I was like, this is not for me, right? So come February of 2015, I told my boyfriend, he goes, what do you want for Valentine's Day? I said, you know what? I want you to buy leads. I want you to invest in purchasing online leads for me.
How romantic.
Yeah. So I said, and at the time, this was 2015. So everyone was like, oh, online leads don't work. They don't work. Don't bother, whatever. But I said, I'm going to try it. I used to work in a call center calling for secondhand financing. I would call everyone and collect the money. I basically worked for a collections agency. So I said, I'm going to try it, and he said, look, I will invest $1,000 a month for 6 months. And then from there, you'll have to pay your own. So I said, all right, great. I'll do it. And $1,000 at the time was like, great. You got a lot of leads at the time. And I started with realtor.com and he invested $1,000 a month. And from May of 2015 to December, I did a little over 3.3 million in sales. Brand new agent, and then from there I doubled that the following, and I went up and up. And last year I did about 18.6 million as a single agent in sales.
Tia, that's incredible.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, boyfriend, for an awesome gift. That's a great idea for a Valentine's Day gift. All you rookies listening out there wondering, what to ask for your birthday, Christmas coming up, all these things. That's an incredible gift. That's awesome, Tia. And it's a gift that kind of keeps on giving, really.
Right.
That's awesome. So then did you start with EXP, or how did you come across EXP's brokerage?
I started with Exit, and actually our entire brokerage shifted over into EXP, and that's how we became EXP. Actually,
okay.
July 1st, my cap is starting again May 1st, by the way.
Oh,
But
okay.
no, not July 1st. I'm lying. I'm sorry. April 1st was the very start, 3 years. April 1st was when I started EXP.
Oh, wow. Okay, so your brokerage was like, hey, like, this looks like the move for us, right? Like, we're going to present it to you guys. We're making the switch. You can be on board or you can move on. And you were like, you saw the model and you're like, okay, like, I'll roll with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
No, we all joined. I mean, a ton of us joined at the same time. I'm sure you know who Veronica Figueroa is.
Of course.
She's my, she was one of the, my broker at the time was like, look, Veronica's joining EXP. And I was like, no way. No,
Yeah.
Like, and he knew, like, I always looked up to her. I'm like, oh my God, Veronica, she's awesome. She's just a boss. Like, you're like, this woman has like done crazy things in this industry. So I was like, okay, she's joining. All right. Like, I'm on board,
Yeah, no, remember that conference we were talking about before the show? She's actually going to be one of the speakers there. So Veronica is very loved. Yeah, she's very loved by Sphere Rocket VA and everybody in that community. So she'll be at that conference, which is super exciting. So if you can make it, another plus. But that's incredible. Yeah, you saw these, trailblazers making the leap. You're like, all right, well, obviously there's something going on over here. I'm going to follow them, which is incredible.
If everyone's willing to get out of their contracts with these big companies and break them, and they saw some kind of vision, I was like, okay, well, these are people who have been in the industry, my broker as well at the time. Like, these people know what they're doing. They seem to have some kind of idea, so they're looking at the bigger picture. So we all just kind of joined together and we started April 1st. I signed on April 1st of 3 years ago, so 2019.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Okay, so yeah, I love that. Saw the trailblazers were going here. You were smart. You're like, well, they know something that I don't know. Let's do it. And now you're here. You're kicking butt. You're doing awesome. Tia, but what to you about EXP makes you say, like, I am never leaving this place? What have you fallen in love with over here?
I mean, I think we all love the residuals, right? Like,
of course.
It's nice to say, hey, I brought on these many people, these recruits or these people to come and join me, and I get to make money off of them, and they get to make money off of people, and they get to make, those people get to make money off of people. So I think that that's obviously a huge plus.
Absolutely.
I love the fact that, of course, you can cap and be 100%. And I typically cap within a month or two. So for 10 months out of the year, I'm 100%. And I also get the luxury of also making money off of the other people. So I make more than 100% when I calculate everything. Plus I get my stocks, I icon every year. So, that's always a beautiful thing too.
It's opportunities that you cannot find in any other brokerage or company in America. Like, there's no corporate America like that's going to offer you the perks that EXP has. And it's just incredible to see, the influence that it's had on people and the life that it's changed. And it's really cool. And you're absolutely right. That revenue share and stock options, the collaboration, it's really what makes EXP just, glow so much brighter than other brokerages. And that's why we just sailed past 80,000 agents.
Yes, I know.
It's awesome.
Which is, it's amazing. And I love being able to be with other heavy hitters, being able to learn from them. And, that's always been a blessing too.
Of course. Yeah. And Tia, like you said, you're surrounding yourself with heavy hitters. You're working hard. You're busy all the time. You've got crazy amounts of production. You usually cap in a month or two. That's insane. Keeps you busy. So how do you take care of Tia? How do you make sure you're not on full burnout mode all the time?
Honestly, I work smarter, not harder. I'm a very big believer in that. Like, sometimes people think I'm running around with like a chicken with no head, but I'm really not, because I really set expectations with my buyers, my sellers, everyone. So that way I'm not showing 30 homes in this crazy market where we already have our expectations. You have to have money put aside. You have to know that you're going to have to waive appraisal. You're going to have a short inspection period. So I work smarter, and I'm not crazy busy all the time. Of course, I have weeks that I am, crazy. We all do. But a lot of the times, I really balance my schedule. I try to take time for myself too. For example, like just small things like I'm going to get my hair done later, right? And I have it on my schedule. So when it's on my schedule, it's on my schedule. When it comes to getting a facial, I had a facial this week. Like I am not going to move my schedule around. If somebody wants to see a house, I'm going to put you after that, right? Where I think a lot of agents, they get a client and they're like, I have to cancel everything and I have to go show homes. But I feel that it's really important that we still take care of ourselves. And I was having this conversation with one of my other friends who's an agent. I'm like, you need to stop moving your schedule around whenever somebody just calls you and says, I want to see something now. Like we have to have boundaries. We have to respect our time. People have to respect our time, right? So when you put something on your schedule, you stick to it. And that's it. You know, you show them either before or after, but I really try to take the time to still take care of myself. If it's on my schedule, I'm going to do it.
I had an icon agent tell me yesterday that I think it was his grandfather-in-law was a pretty successful real estate agent. And he asked him for some advice. And he's like, my advice to you is like, I have not lost a single client over the past 42 years that I did not show them the house the first time they requested to see it. Right. So like, hey, can I see it at Tuesday at 1:00? No. He's like, I've never agreed to showing them at the time that they need to see it because it didn't work for me. So I want you to know that, you know, working around my schedule, I've never lost a client through that.
I mean, we all work around, you know, we have to make people respect our business, right? Like we don't just call a doctor's office and say, well, you need to see me at 12:30. If you don't see me, you know, I'm done. Like, no, we respect their schedule. We respect their time. So you have to make people respect your time. And that's 100% accurate. I've never had a client say, oh, you can't show it to me at 4. I'm not using you. Like, hey, I need, you know, I have an appointment at 4. I'll show it to you at 5, you know, 5:30. I can do that. We all work together. And when you set those boundaries and you set those expectations, people respect you and they understand that your time is worth something.
Absolutely. So, and as crazy as the market is right now, you know, like houses are going in what feels like minutes, right? And so, of course, your buyers are going to have a little bit of anxiety around it. As long as you're, you know, you've got a good connection with them, you can assure them like, hey, listen, I promise you if we push this back an hour a day, that nothing's going to change.
Most of the time, they're dragging it out through the weekend right now, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you don't even want to go in there and be the first offer because then they start basing the other offers. Like when people call in, hey, do you have something $20,000 above? Yes. Do you have some 30,000? Yes. So then guess what? Then these other offers come in $40,000 above this. And I don't want them to base it off my offer.
Right.
So I tell my clients, look, there's no rush. Let's go tomorrow. They're not accepting an offer. You know, I ask those questions. When are you planning on accepting? And I always double check. Are you sure? Because I've had it before where you tell me you're going to accept on Monday and you accept something, you know, Saturday.
Right.
Like, yes, no, whatever. But yeah, I mean, right now it's not even like the first offer is getting accepted. It's not happening. So.
Right. And so I like that balance that you have those boundaries you set. It's good. It's healthy and it's okay. It's professional.
Absolutely.
And, you know, some people can feel guilty and beat themselves up a little bit about that. And I think, you know, especially the rookies listening right now, like you are on a podcast with the best of the best, top 2% in the industry. And if Tia can say no to certain time slots, you can too. It'll be okay. You know, the house will still be there tomorrow, or there will always be a new house coming on the market.
Exactly.
The sun will rise. So Tia, I would like to talk about the Icon Award through your point of view, right? Mm-hmm. So let's start with a question, real simple. We don't have to get into crazy numbers, but how many houses did you have to sell to Icon in your market in Florida?
So I sold last year 60 homes.
Okay.
I average about 55 to 62 homes a year.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. That's incredible. So I'm sure you're really excited about that. And, you know, I want to know, because as an Icon agent, you are not just selling houses, right? You have to give back to EXP culturally. You have to be a good leader. You're vetted. And I think that's incredible. That's an amazing staple in this award. So how do you give back to EXP? Are you a mentor? Are you a coach? Do you vet other icons? Do you teach any?
I have not vetted other icons, which I need to this year, but I do give back. I do teach. I go to the office, and I was just on a panel, I think 2 weeks ago, for 3 hours. Like they were asking us questions. We were going over things. So I give back a lot, especially to like the agents in the office, if anybody ever has a question, if anybody ever needs anything. And of course, my people in my downline, anytime they need something, I'm always there to answer questions. You call me, you text me, you can 99% get me on the phone.
Right.
So I also give back in that way. But I do a lot of things at least 3-4 times a year in the office where we go in and they interview me and I give back. And sometimes I teach a class and I do those types of things.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's valuable too. And like, I love that EXP has these classes and courses and they put icons on it because these are the people that are doing the groundwork and they're getting it done. And then, you said you icon in like 1 to 2 months, like boom. And
I cap and
sorry.
Not icon. That would be kind of crazy, but
good catch. But you cap and like, then those transactions are going to come pretty naturally after that. Right. And then that being said, you can, give back to the community the rest of those months.
If you're asking what it takes to cap in my area, I mean, it's roughly about 3 million in sales. I mean, God, what does that take? I mean, I would say the average price point in Orlando would probably be 400,000.
Okay.
Around that. They say it's like 380, but it's really not, right? So 400,000. So what is that? Was that like 10 deals? I don't know. I can't do the math, but maybe.
No, you're great. Math is hard. It sucks. Yeah. And I can't do it at all. So
maybe roughly 10, 12 deals it takes for me to cap.
Okay, sure. That's awesome. And so, you're giving back to EXP World, but what's your favorite part about the Icon Award, right? Is it the pretty glass trophy you get? Is it the fact that you get to go to EXP Con and shareholders and it's practically paid for, the stock share? What part of the iconing just like stands out to you that you're like, man, I've got to do this again next year and next year and next year?
Well, I love getting the stocks, obviously, because that's even more money I get to make back. And I do also like saying, hey, I icon in my company. I mean, I think that that's a pretty prestigious award. Not every agent gets it. Like you said, top 2% of agents. I like being able to hold that title. I like being able to say, hey, you know what? I icon, I think that that's pretty awesome. Especially, I'm 31 years old. Like I have great success at this age. And I think that that's pretty awesome too, so obviously the stocks are great, but it's also being able to have that title, being able to say, hey, I'm top 2% of my company and top 2% of agents, so
absolutely.
Those are
100%. Those are huge perks. They're great perks, and I don't blame you for loving on those. And it keeps you coming back to the Icon Award every year. And I've got a lot of icons. They're ambitious. They're like, we want a higher standard. We want another award. Like, give us more to aim for. And I think that that's awesome, and it gets the people excited to work for you.
Yeah, definitely.
So Tia, as a rookie, let's put you in a scenario, and I just joined your team, whatever. You got me to come over to EXP. I literally just passed my real estate exam on Saturday. I have not written an offer letter. I've not done anything real estate related, but I've got my license. I've got everything into the real estate commission. I've got, I'm over at EXP, insurance, whatever. And I'm like, hey, Tia, like I'm talking about my goals with you. I think I want to icon this year, my very first year. What would you have to advise me on? Would you knock me down to like a realistic goal? Would you say like, hey, here are some things that I did my first year that kept me from iconing? Just kind of have that talk with me as like mentor to rookie kind of conversation.
I mean, that's a tough goal. Mm-hmm. Realistically, it's tough. It's not impossible. We actually had an agent in my office who's in my downline who actually iconed her first year. So awesome. It's not impossible, but you're going to have to work your ass off. Okay. Let's be realistic. You're going to have to build your business from the bottom up. I would definitely tell somebody who would want to icon their first year, you need to invest in your business. The leads are not going to come for free. Because I can't even tell you join a team. I'm a big advocate for teams, even though I've never had a team. I've never been on a team. I say with agents that come in and they don't have that extra $7,000 a month to spend on leads, join a team, learn from them, pick up the techniques. And if in a few years you feel like you want to go on your own, at least you know those things. Right. But if you want an icon, I'm going to tell you definitely need to invest in your business. You're going to have to pour into getting leads in some way, shape, or form, right? Mm-hmm. Unless you're going to be like a mega open house king or queen and be able to capture all those leads from coming in and getting all these listings, I would definitely say you need to invest in your business.
Absolutely.
100%, even if you don't want to icon.
Mhm.
But if you want to, I would say invest one way, shape, or form, whether it's into a platform that they give you seller leads and you have to go and close them. Or you want to invest in Zillow or Realtor.com or any of those online platforms, you will need to invest. And yeah, that's a big goal.
Well, yeah, it's a huge goal, but investing into your business is awesome. It's going to pay off in the long run as well. That's not something that's going to be so temporary. Like, it's going to come back to you. It's going to keep growing. I love that advice. I think it's incredible advice. And that brings me to my final question, Tia, as we wrap up. We're just over 20 minutes here, which is awesome. Great episode so far. So, you were so fortunate to be in a position where your brokerage was like, hey, here's the model, looks good. If you want to come. And you're like, man, like, I see these trailblazers going over there, easy peasy, like, let's make that jump. But there are some other people out there, they see the greener grass and they're with this brokerage that has, taught them everything they know. They're loyal to them. And they hear these things in the industry like, oh, don't go over to EXP. It's a cult. It's a pyramid scheme. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. So what would you have to say to somebody listening right now that's sitting on the fence? They see the greener grass, but they're too scared to make the jump.
So when we left Exit, I had a split that was 90-10, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk about a few things.
Sure.
And obviously when we joined EXP, we were 80-20 until we capped, right? And so I took a little bit of a hit in the beginning, right? I was giving a little bit more of my money up. But looking at the bigger picture, some people don't see the bigger picture. They're with sometimes 100% brokerages that they think, oh, I'm making 100%, but I tell people, like, do you see all these bigger agents, whether they're with EXP or with other companies, who do you know that's with 100% company that is sitting on platforms speaking at events? They're with bigger brokerages, right? There's a reason. They see the value in a brokerage. It's not 100% of nothing is nothing, right? So when it comes to, sometimes agents are thinking, oh, I'm 100%, but you can make more than 100%. You can be with other agents that can teach you a lot of things, right? Being around, you don't want to always be the smartest person in the room. You want to have someone who is smarter than you, does more sales than you, knows more than you, right? That motivates you. So that's another thing that I would say. I mean, you get to be around so many big agents. And I lost my train of thought.
No, you're doing great.
What else are they going to say? You're asking me about if they're on the fence and they don't quite know. I mean, listen, business is business, right? You have to do certain things. I get it. I'm very loyal. I've always been loyal. But sometimes you have to do certain things to build your business. And joining EXP, I mean, I'm never leaving it. Like, I'm never leaving, right? You can't offer me something better. You can't offer me, even if you tell me, oh, you can be 100%. I mean, let's be realistic. The money that I make, I don't care about what I pay in, because I make it back. I make it 3 times back. And to me, that's more important. And being able to align with other agents who are just mega hitters in this industry. I mean, we're not just talking about just in the company, just in the industry in general. So that's more important to me, and having a relationship with people and saying, hey, I know this agent on the other end, they know me, we're with EXP, we know each other, we want to do deals within each other. It helps me get my offers accepted as well. So to me, it's all about aligning yourself with the right people. And I really do feel that being with EXP, I've aligned myself with the right people. So.
Absolutely. No, I agree. Proximity is power, and you're with some of the best in the industry, and it's incredible. And the growth potential here is just, there's no cap to it. There really isn't.
There's not. And, a lot of people are backing us. A lot of people that aren't in the industry are backing EXP, right? So I think it's a great company. Honestly, I love it. And it's funny. I have other agents that work for other companies, and they're like, oh, Tia's never leaving EXP. I'm like, I'm not. It's a great company. I love what it has to offer. And I love being around the people that I'm around. I love surrounding myself with other influential people. So I think that's another besides the money, that's another big thing about EXP.
The people, right? Yeah, I had an icon tell me that he didn't want to come over to EXP, and his buddy had invited him to just a real estate convention, right? And he was talking and networking, and he's like, man, these people are amazing. And he comes back up to his buddy, and he's like, what are the odds that all the real estate agents I've talked to are from EXP? I haven't met anybody else from a different brokerage. And he's like, yeah, I brought you to an EXP master.
Right.
Right. And he was just mind blown by the people that he met and the connections that he made. He's like, wow, like, you got me. I want to come over here, because he loved the people, and it speaks levels for the company that that's a culture that they support and they, really push for here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm. And
your environment can form you into what you become, right? You want to surround yourself with people that you want to become, people that are more successful than you, people you can learn from. And I really do think that being an EXP, you do have that capability of just learning more and growing.
Absolutely. And like you said, just growing. I like to tell people EXP is like a skeleton, and you can build everything you want on top of it. You can scale it up to as much of a giant as you want to be. You can be just friends and family realtor. You can focus on just recruiting. You can not recruit a soul if you want, which I think is silly. You should try to.
I mean, you can do both. They used to make fun of us, right? When we first started EXP. Well, I remember 3 years ago, people go, oh, EXP is a pyramid scheme. They don't even sell real estate. And I would say, like, hello, yeah. I sold over 60 homes last year. I did 55 homes. I sell real estate. People that have joined me have reached out to me. I mean, I'm not someone that's heavy recruiting, but they've reached out to me. They want to be around me. And when they do, I help them grow their business. I bring them on, I talk to them. So you're able to do both. If you don't want to bring anybody on, then don't. But if someone decides they want to join you and follow you, then guess what? You've now been able to bring someone on and make money and help them grow. And, one example, I have someone that I brought on. She is, she reached out to me through Facebook, and we spoke, and I brought her on, and she's brought in over 70 people in my organization. Yeah. So just because she reached out to me, and you know what? I brought on one person, but she's brought on 70 people. So that's all in my downline, just because I have, I brought one person on. You just know who you're going to bring and who they can bring and the type of influence they have, So that's the amazing thing about it. And I love the fact that, like, we can work together, like, right? Veronica wants to help me grow because I'm in her downline, right? My former broker, he wants to help me grow because I'm in his downline, right? So it's like, you want to help each other, where sometimes you go to these companies and it's just like, hey, yeah, you can make some money, but guess what? I'm not helping you because I don't benefit from it.
Right. And it's like, hey, like, how do you, like, what kind of format do you use to put your listings up? Because they look incredible. Like, I would like to snag that from you, or some advice on mine. And they're like, oh, no. Like, they just don't want to share their secrets.
They don't want to help. Right. Exactly. So, and that's the thing about it. Like, you come in here and you have people that want to help you. You have people that want to help you grow, because it also helps them grow. Yeah. So that's the beauty about it. And the way that it's set up. So you have like a family in a way. You have someone that wants to truly help you, because it helps them too. So that's the beautiful thing about it.
No, and I love that. And, if you are listening right now and you're like, wow, like, Tia seems like somebody I would really get along with. I like her attitude. I like the way that she's approached business. She seems to know a lot about online leads. Reach out to her. We live in an incredible world where if you're living in Alaska and you want to talk to Tia in Florida, you can do it. It's that easy. It's all online. Make it work. Reach out. Everybody at EXP is happy to talk about EXP.
I love to help agents. I'm really big on karma. I feel that if you pour into people, you get blessed. So
absolutely. I agree. And Tia, we're coming up on 30 minutes. Is there anything you want to leave the listeners with as we wrap up today?
No, but what I would say is, one little thing I'll say is, just remember you can learn from any and everybody, right? If you're a veteran in this business, I am a strong believer that I can learn from the person that just started real estate, because you know what? They might be a lot more hungry than I am 7 years in the business. So that newbie that you're like, oh, they're new. You know what? Treat them with kindness. You never know what they can teach you. So you can learn from everyone.
I love that. Treat them with kindness. Rookies have it hard enough as it is. Take it easy on them. Teach them what you got. And, sometimes just as much as a smile and a pat on the back can go a really long way. And I love that, Tia.
Definitely. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And I will send you some information about our Dallas conference coming up May 19th through the 21st. It's going to be super exciting. Star-studded EXP lineup. So if you're interested, just let me know and we'll be in touch.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Tia. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.